A place in the Subway League Cup final, then the prize for the winning team this evening. As United get us underway in their all-black away strip, shooting left to right. Arsenal in red and white. And these teams have met twice in this competition over the years. Arsenal winning the first encounter, United victorious in the second. It's also 0-0 on both occasions in the Barclays WSL so far this season, so expecting a highly competitive game as Arsenal come forward right away. Alessia Russo, former United player, with the ball in. There is Mornham, pushed out by Tullis Joyce, and within 30 seconds Arsenal nearly take the lead.
What a start from Arsenal, and I think that's all come from Olivia Smith's speed down that right-hand side, and great ball from Alessia Russo, and Manchester United get away with one there.
0-0 when these sides met in the league 11 days ago and earlier in the season, but we nearly had a goal within a minute. Here at Boreham Wood, Arsenal then with the first corner of the game in front of the North Bank, where the majority of the ultra Arsenal fans stand in that standing section. Such a close, tight environment here at Meadow Park. And it comes then from Katie McCabe, and it's too high for Codina at the back post, and it'll go out for a United throw-in.
Yeah, I think Katie McCabe will be disappointed with that. She's obviously very good on corners, and Arsenal look to use them to their advantage quite a lot, so that's quite a disappointing corner there from McCabe.
Mornham won't quite fall for Russo, and Letitia clears downfield. Here's Jess Park, dispossessed, but has managed to get it back to Janssen. And there is Manchester United's new striker making her full debut, first start in United colours. Vangerheim, signed from Hammarby, where she won the league. She's a Swedish international, 17 goals in the Swedish top flight in 25 games. Arsenal with a bit of defending to do now then. Awuja with the flick on, and it's cleared by Lotta Wubben-Moy, who's captaining Arsenal tonight from defence. When these sides did meet in the league 11 days ago, it was at the Emirates. A very different stadium and pitch to this one here. And Molly May, which team do you think will benefit from playing at this smaller pitch, this tighter ground?
I actually think it's going to be Manchester United that benefits from it, just because I do think Arsenal keep possession so well. But we were saying before the game, you know, here at Meadow Park, the pitch and the fans are so close to the stadium, and personally from playing on this pitch you can certainly feel the presence of the fans, and you can hear the managers from the side, so I think that makes a massive difference as well. Adding to that, obviously the weather today has not been brilliant.
Yeah, Mark Skinner mentioned ahead of kick-off that the weather might make a difference, who can best handle that. There's two balls on the pitch here, but we play on. Ford can't get the delivery in as Riviere knocks that extra ball off the pitch. McCabe with the long throw. That's well won by Turland. Has to set Jess Park away. Now with Letitia, who's played every minute for United in all competitions so far this season. Also got on the score sheet in the FA Cup at the weekend against Burnley. Pretty nice goal as well for a centre-half.
Yeah, Letitia is such an important player for Manchester United. She's, you know, the structure behind that, especially the defence, but she's just a constant in that Manchester United team, isn't she?
Taylor Hines, who has been an unused sub the past 3 games, but back in the lineup. Emily Fox picked up a concussion injury against Aston Villa in the FA Cup on Sunday. And Holmberg, Arsenal's new Swedish signing, on the bench. A lot of new Swedish players and Scandinavian players coming into the WSL this January. Manchester United, in fact, now have 5 Swedish players in their squad. Forward forced all the way back. Arsenal play through the press. Here's Frida Mornham. For the direct ball, and it spins in behind. Olivia Smith playing off the right with Caitlin Ford on the left. Beth Mead on the bench. Let's take a look at that early chance for Arsenal then.
A great ball from Russo, isn't it? And I think Marnham should probably do slightly better with the header. She's unmarked. But a great opportunity for Manchester United inside the first 30-40 seconds of the game.
Alert save as well from Tullis Joyce. And you can see they'd 1 goal in the last 4 games. How they missed her in November when she was out with that eye socket injury. Arsenal win it back. Here's Victoria Pelova. She started in the League Cup win against Crystal Palace. Her last start for Arsenal, she struggled for minutes in the centre of the pitch for Arsenal with the strength and depth they have. Caldente, Kim Little, Kyra Cooney-Cross, who of course is away on compassionate leave at the moment. Ford finds Mornham in space. Olivia Smith now. On the same wavelength as Frida Mornham.
Yeah, Mornham's really good at coming up and linking and getting the ball and playing it out. And Olivia Smith, you can tell there up against Sandberg, she's not afraid to go at her and take a 1v1. The Arsenal fans reminding United of their glorious summer. Arsenal, of course, European champions, beating Barcelona by 0-0 in May in Lisbon. Awujo up to Turland. Can't quite hold it up and make it stick. Here's Caldente now for Arsenal. Ruben Moy with the ball in behind and a little overhit for Olivia Smith. Yeah, you can see how Arsenal are using the switch quite well, though. They're getting it out and they're happy to play a few passes between, McCabe and Caitlin Ford down that side, and being up against Ford, she can take you on, she can play it round you. So Jade Riviere's going to have to be really, really careful about it. If she goes too tight, she's just going to spin off and the ball played in behind. So it's important for Manchester United to be able to be set in their defensive shape and move side to side as Arsenal switch the ball.
Last time these sides met, Jade Riviere got a red card, 2 yellows, a challenge on Olivia Smith, and then another wild challenge on Caitlin Ford. After that, Manchester United very much played for the 0-0, and they got it. Mark Skinner, though, ahead of this game, saying he wanted his side to be a little bit more aggressive today. He wants the same defensive mentality, but wants to see more in attack as a collective. And aggression was the word he was using a lot. A little too aggressive there from Awujo, and it's a free kick for Arsenal. She also got her first Manchester United goal against Burnley in the FA Cup. Also got high praise from Mark Skinner, even saying that she could be one of the best. She's got a lot of potential. The rain is coming in sideways, isn't it?
It is. It's really bad weather out there. It's definitely, like Skinner said, it's going to be who can hold out in this weather the best.
Okay, puts the ball in. Good punch from Tallis Joyce. Codina, who scored against your side, Molly May Sharp, in the previous round.
She did indeed.
You know it resentfully. As Caitlin Ford has a headed opportunity. It's a comfortable save though, a standard save for Tallis Joyce.
No, do you know, like, playing against these players is amazing every time, and you know, Palace put up a really good fight against them. We lost 2-0, but we had possession of the ball. We had really good chances to score, and unfortunately it just didn't come off. So that's why I do think Manchester United will have a lot of success tonight. They'll be able to create chances, and it's just if they can score them, that's going to be ultimately if they win the game or not.
Opening 11 minutes, and it's Arsenal who've had the only chances, the only two chances. A header almost from kickoff for Frida Mornham, and then a header just there from Ford as the ball's put back into the penalty area, and Mornham can't keep the effort down, blazes it way over the crossbar.
Yeah, brilliant cross there from Katie McCabe with her left foot, and I think Mornham's going to be disappointed with herself there. She's kind of come on it very straight, so she's had to hit it with her laces instead of being able to side foot it. But a player of her standard, you know, she'll know that she needs to be hitting the target in them situations.
Nice ball to find Sandberg. Challenge from Smith is a foul in the eyes of the referee, and out comes the yellow card almost immediately as well from our referee Stacey Fullock. So early yellow card for Olivia Smith.
Yeah, I think Turlin was really important in that play. You know, she drops down from her position and she's able to link up play quite well with Jess Park and Sandberg in that play, but she's really good at dropping and getting the ball and being able to get Manchester United up the pitch.
And an opportunity then for United to get the ball in the penalty area and create a chance, yet to put Annika Borba under any pressure or stress in these opening 13 minutes. Daphne van Domselaar, Arsenal's first choice goalkeeper, has been out with injury, back on the bench, back in the squad, but Borba starting. She's done a pretty good job though, 4 clean sheets in her last 4 Arsenal games. Lifted towards the back post, and the header across goal is collected by Borba. I can imagine these kind of conditions with the wind and the rain really disadvantageous for goalkeepers in particular, ball moving in the air.
Yeah, absolutely. It's difficult especially when it's windy, because it does affect the ball when it's in the air especially, but that's going to hinder long balls as well, and you know, it's going to hold up in the wind for keepers, and you know, when defenders are trying to play it over to the forwards too. Ruben Moy made her 150th Arsenal appearance recently. Not always a starter, especially when Leah Williamson's in the squad, but a player that always steps up when required. Yeah, she's a servant of the club, isn't she? She lives and breathes Arsenal, so great player for them to have, and always steps up in big moments when she's needed to. Forward it goes, and Borba was quick to come out and clear that, because
Van Gaheim was onto it. Had the goalkeeper got that timing correct.
You can certainly see, you know, in this first 15 minutes that Manchester United are looking for that run from Van Gaheim. She's obviously got the speed, and I think they have been told to kind of look over the top and put it in behind and get the Arsenal defence turned.
It was somewhat of a surprise that Mark Skinner didn't start Leah Schuler or Melvin Mallard, but he did speak before the game saying he wants the ability to change the game, bring on players who can impact from the bench. I suspect we will probably see at least one of those players in the latter stages of this game. United, of course, also have pretty busy schedule. They're active in the FA Cup still, the WSL, and they've got a Champions League double-header playoff game against Atletico Madrid, start of February. Here's Park. Hooks it back to Zigotti-Olma. Riviere won't be able to keep that in, and McKay will take the throw in quickly. Ball is rolling a little slowly across the wet turf here at Meadow Park. Does make playing out from the back a little more of a risky venture.
Absolutely does, yeah, and I think that's why we are seeing a few of the longer balls at the moment, because nobody wants to be the one that gives the ball away in the final third, and so it's probably better in these conditions to maybe just get rid of it sometimes, unless the opposite team drops off, and then you're able to play through the press.
Long by Borba. One by Letitia, straight to Caldente. Quite clicking for Arsenal or Manchester United in the past 7 minutes or so. Game a little back and forth.
Yeah, I think from that chance in the first 30 seconds, it's been quite quiet between both teams. Obviously, they both want to win and progress to a final. It's massive for both of these clubs. So I think probably they are playing a little bit reserved just at the moment.
Renée Slagers recently signed the extended contract at Arsenal, in part as a reward for that Champions League trophy she guided Arsenal to back in May. Here comes Olivia Smith. Past Sandberg. Chips it up, and Mornham on the swivel. Brilliant piece of skill to beat Sandberg originally, but the ball in didn't find a teammate. Here's Ford. Cleared by Letitia. Breaks for Caldente. Arsenal corner.
A great play from Olivia Smith and Caitlin Ford in there. Firstly from Olivia Smith, that footwork along the baseline. Sandberg thinks she's going to run it out, but she's fast enough to keep it in, and I thought it was actually quite a good decision to chip it in that moment. Probably if she'd have crossed it, she might have hit the player on the front post. I think Mornham, yeah, it goes behind her, I suppose. There's not really much more she could have done in that moment, but good play from Arsenal.
Corner into the wind. Flat delivery, and it's for United player, but Arsenal and Russo calling for a corner or even perhaps a penalty. Russo frustrated at the contact on her.
Yeah, I think there is a little bit of contact, but not enough for the referee to give a penalty there. I think Lesia Russo's just kind of been tugged and thought it was more than what it actually was.
Wants to take the corner short this time. Smith. Cleared by Miyazawa. And Park will try and latch onto this, and Arsenal suddenly look a little exposed at the back. But that's really good defending from Taylor Hines.
Yeah, really, really good defending from Taylor Hines there, because she was the last player. Jess Park doing some fancy footwork, but good defending, no nonsense, and get your team in, reset. Really good from Taylor Hines.
Both these sides on pretty decent unbeaten streaks across all competitions. United unbeaten in their last 5 in all comps. As for Arsenal, they're unbeaten in their last 9 across all their competitions. The last loss for Arsenal was away at Bayern Munich in the Champions League in early November. Over. Nice 1-2 into Olivia Smith, and the ball across, too close to Tullis Joyce, but Olivia Smith getting a lot of joy down that right hand side.
She absolutely is, and I think, you know, her speed from playing against her in the quarter-final, we saw that down the right hand side. She can get the ball, push it in front of her, and pretty much beat any player in the league when she gets going, so that's definitely something that Sandberg and Manchester United have to watch down that right-hand side.
Manchester United played the ball forward for Vangerheim. Couldn't quite link up with Turland. Caldente coughs up possession. Here is the Swedish forward. A young player with plenty of potential and promise. Lifted in by Park, too close to ball back. Arsenal try to play it up the pitch and do so initially, but Palova made the pass. Olivia Smith hadn't made the run.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a straight pass as well. It's really difficult for a winger to get on that unless they're coming diagonally onto the ball. So a straight run and a straight pass, it's quite difficult for Olivia Smith to get hold of.
Well, one back by the Canadian though. And here is Alessia Russo. Couldn't quite guide the shot goalwards.
And I think Alessia Russo did as well as she could have done then. I don't think it was a great ball from Mornham. Olivia Smith does really well again to win the ball. I think Mornham probably could put that on the floor to Alessia Russo just to make it a little bit easier, but good effort and another attempt for Arsenal.
Arsenal with the lion's share of the chances. Manchester United yet to really test Annika Borber in the Arsenal goal.
Yeah, I fear it's going to be one of them games where the longer it goes on and Arsenal, you know, may miss another chance, and Manchester United, you know, they'll become more confident the longer it stays 0-0 to be able to go and win this game. And rightly so, they have the players, they have the ability to be able to get into the final of this Subway League Cup.
United have never won the League Cup, of course. They've never even been in the final. Furthest they've gone is the semi-final. They've been in the semis 3 times. They did win the FA Cup for the first time in their club's history. They're back in 2024. So they'll be keen to add another trophy to their cabinet. And this is one that's very winnable in terms of the fact that they enter at the quarter-final stage because of their commitments in Europe. You have to play many games before you lift the trophy. Free kick goes against Awujo, can't quite believe it. Simi Awujo suffered the indignity of being subbed on and then subbed off within about 12 minutes the last time these sides met, but nothing to do with her performance. Manchester United's Jade Riviere got sent off, and Skinner had to reconfigure the team, but I can imagine as a player that would be pretty tough, Molly.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best when you obviously come on as a sub and then you get brought off, but if it's for the good of the team and you kind of got to just sacrifice yourself and do what your manager says, but yeah, it's not great, not the best.
Ever happened to you?
Oh, no comment, no comment.
Here is Awujo. Finds Turland in the penalty area. Away from Ruben Moy. Was she brought down? No. Referee not interested.
I'm not sure about that one. I think it looked like she was brought down. I don't know why she would go down in that situation if she wasn't fouled, because she obviously did get past the player. So questionable one from the referee in my opinion there.
Keen to see the replay of that one again. First time Manchester United have got in behind that Arsenal defence. Here they go again. Codina's there. Back to her goalkeeper. Clearance is a bit of an awkward one. And the ball skids away from Caitlin Ford. The referee is going to pause play here. Sandberg down, that needed a bit of treatment. It's a yellow card for a member of the Manchester United coaching staff. I suspect that yellow card was given to the United coaching staff for the protests after this penalty wasn't given. And let's take another look at it.
I think she's been taken down. I don't see any reason for her to go down unless... I think McCabe's kind of just run in her path and Turland's gone up against her, but I think she has been taken down. Yeah, as a forward.
I suspect in McCabe's defence, she would say maybe it was shoulder to shoulder. The contact was at that point.
But in that moment, is it Turland just needs to take a shot quicker? You know, in that moment, she's 1v1. Do you get your shot off as a striker? And instead of trying to take it round everybody to get an easier shot, I think in a game like this, with the weather conditions how it is, I think Turland just needs to get a shot off a little bit earlier, maybe.
Well, regardless of whether you think that is or isn't a penalty, it hasn't been given. There's no VAR, it won't be given. Manchester United fans might be feeling a little bit hard done by. Arsenal perhaps get away with one. Here is Turland. Caldente now. More than clever in allowing the ball to travel as she turns. Here is Olivia Smith, who's looked industrious in this opening 28 minutes. The ball into the box, cleared by Letitia before it could find her fellow England international Russo.
Yeah, obviously not the best outcome, but that ball from Caldente splitting through the midfield to Mornham, it just shows how Arsenal can break your press in one pass, and when they do that, all the Manchester United midfielders and forwards are out of the game. Such a good like midfield splitting pass to get a team up the pitch from Caldente.
Riviere wins it off Ford. Zigotiolma. Up to Park. Here's Simi Awujo. Couldn't quite pick the pass out to Jess Park. Quarter of an hour to go till half-time. Finally poised. Nothing between these sides, as was the case when they met in the league 11 days ago. Picked away by Katie McCabe. Russo. Mornham can't progress it. Pelova. Russo sprays it out to Caitlin Ford. Australian will run at her defender. Finds the cutback. Mornham can't quite roll it into the path of Caldente. Not quite worked in this opening 30 minutes or so for Frida Mornham.
No, I think she's had some really good opportunities, but I think just the end product for Mornham at the minute is the piece that's missing, isn't it?
Well, it has been for a lot of this season, actually. She scored 15 goals in all competitions last season, Mornham. Her last goal this season, though, was back in late September. Had a few games without a goal as Ford tricks her way past the defender, cuts it back, but can't find Casey McCabe.
Brilliant work from Ford down the left-hand side there, and I think she does brilliant to get past Riviere, but I think maybe even putting it back post in that moment or trying to go keeper's front post, because she's in such a good position. She's basically inside the 6-yard box. Even if it does get a ricochet, it might be falling to another Arsenal player in that moment. It's just, the final decision for Arsenal at the moment is just a little bit off.
And that's exactly what Renee Slager said when she was reflecting on the Manchester United draw in the league. She said that they were just lacking the fine details. It's been the case again this evening so far, but they've got an opportunity here to get the ball in the penalty area.
Yeah, it seems like set pieces are going to be really important in this game. You know, there's been a few already. So I think times like this, especially for Manchester United to get it away as soon as possible, look for Arsenal to really make a dent if they can with this free kick.
In from Katie McCabe, and the header cleared by Letitia before Tullis Joyce could collect. Wujo finishes the job. Another look at that opportunity there. It was Wubin Moy who got the header. And she's very effective from set pieces. United now on the break, though. And a new signing, Vangerheim. Goal kick Arsenal. Shake of the head there from you, Molly.
Yeah, I think in that moment, you know, Vangerheim is going so slowly. I think Katie McCabe can step to her and try and take the ball away, but I think they're just a little bit afraid of her pace maybe, and I'm not sure. I think that was a little bit slow up in that right-hand corner there. I think maybe Arsenal need to be a little bit more aggressive on the press and try and win it so that they can transition on Manchester United in the moments.
Three times League Cup winner with Arsenal, Katie McCabe. McCabe looking a little frustrated at that pass she just received.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best pass, don't get me wrong, but I think she needs to be better with the touch and trying to get it away down the line. But good press from Manchester United, getting themselves up the pitch and able to go up as the units and get forward.
Final 10 minutes of the first half. Thrown into the box by Riviere, flicked on by Janssen. Here is Van Gaheim. It won't break for a black shirt. Park in space. Lifts it into the box. A couple of half-hearted appeals for a handball. Referee completely uninterested in that one. Russo very nearly flicking the ball on into her own path.
Yeah, Alessia Russo works so hard up there, even if she's on her own, to make the ball stick, or she's happy to flick it on for herself and get round. Unfortunately, that one ran out for a goal kick, but she's brilliant at that hold-up play.
United work it out well. Here's Miyazawa. Played every game so far for Manchester United in all competitions. Recently signed a new deal. He's keeper at the club till 2029. Been a bit quiet so far this game. Usually sets the tempo for Manchester United as Van Gaheim has played in behind. Through on goal, but really good defending from Laia Codina to get back and make that challenge fairly as well in the penalty area.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant tackle there. But I do think, again, Van Gaheim slows down. I think she's away. She's got 2 yards on Codina in there, and she does just slow down. I think if she keeps at the pace she's ran through at, she's in on goal and she's got a 1v1 versus the keeper there. It's just that touch where she takes it across Codina that she's able to get a body in and brilliantly play it out and stop the pressure from Manchester United.
The ball from Jess Park was exquisite as well. A couple of times now that United have got behind Arsenal, behind those defenders, but last-ditch challenges saved the Gunners. Whereas Arsenal's moves have been more of a slow build, a patient build-up, lots of little passes.
Yeah, Manchester United are certainly more direct, aren't they? They definitely like the direct ball and the balls through, whereas Arsenal are much more intricate and are willing to switch it from one side to another and to create that perfect opportunity.
All the United players back behind the ball. Mariona Caldente. Another player that's not been scoring as free as she was last season, as Russo tries to take and turn in the box. Former Arsenal defender Dominic Janssen there to stop it. Thanks for Olivia Smith. Well, almost does. Gotiolma away from Palova. She's been a really solid signing for Manchester United, joined in the summer from Bayern Munich. Also scored her first Manchester United goal in the FA Cup on the weekend against Burnley. Here's a Wujo. Here is Dominic Janssen, won this trophy twice with Arsenal. Also won the Barclays WSL with the Gunners before leaving for Wolfsburg. Hines wins the first ball, can't win the second. Ford, Russo. No foul. And Caitlin Ford can't quite thread that pass forward for Olivia Smith.
Yeah, it was a really good bit of Manchester United possession there, and I think they're just kind of giving it away in poor areas at the moment, but that final pass for Arsenal, that one from Caitlin Ford there, just doesn't seem to be the right decision or the right, I don't know, kind of the way it's executed is kind of wrong at the moment.
Not quite happening for Arsenal in the final third. And that is arguably accurate for quite a lot of their season so far. They have a lot of dominance, have a lot of opportunities, but they don't quite make it count. They don't score enough goals. No side has drawn more in the Barclays WSL than Arsenal. They've had 5 draws, 2 of them against Manchester United, both goalless. What is it about United that Arsenal find so hard to score against?
Well, from watching this first 40 minutes, I think Manchester United are so willing to get the bodies behind things, they're willing to get a foot in, and I think when Arsenal play such pretty football and they want to play it from side to side and switch, when you've got players that are willing to break up the play, break up the passes, it can be really frustrating for a team like Arsenal. So I think that's what Manchester United do really, really well against them.
Taylor Hines trying to progress things forward for Arsenal, but again, one of those forward passes not quite finding the intended target. The energy's dropped from the Arsenal home crowd. Been in good voice in the opening 42 minutes or so.
Yeah, I think the fans obviously get a little bit disappointed when the team keeps giving the ball away and they're trying to pick the players up, but it's hard to sing in the rain, I suppose.
Manchester United nearly giving them something to cheer about there. Caldente, ref plays advantage. Backwards she goes though. Russo. Caitlin Ford. McCabe. United good at shielding the players away, sending them out away from goal. Caldente gets the free kick in a very good position, right on the edge of that D.
Yeah, Vangerheim had a hold of her all the way, kind of, didn't she? Caldente wanted to carry on, but did just end up dragging her down. Caldente does really well at getting a body in between the player and the ball there and drawing the foul in a really dangerous spot.
She had a big handful of Vangerheim's shirt as well.
Yeah, the ref couldn't see that though. Very clever.
And this is a free kick that has Katie McCabe written all over it, but perhaps not. Russo and Mariona Caldente the closest to the dead ball.
Yeah, slightly off to the left, isn't it? So I think it is favoured for a right footer.
And now would be a very opportune time to get an opener. Alessia Russo, and it's high and well into the stands.
Yeah, Alessia Russo's gone for power there, hasn't she, rather than precision, whereas I think it probably would have been better to maybe wrap your foot around it, try and go to Tullis Joyce's left-hand side, but she's just gone for power and leant back and ended up skying it. Good opportunity missed there for Arsenal.
She's Arsenal's leading goal scorer in all competitions this season. That would have been her 10th. As the board goes up for 2 minutes of injury time. She was very successful at Manchester United during her time there, Russo. 59 appearances, 26 goals. A lot of Manchester United fans were gutted to let her go, to say the least.
Yeah, she's a proven goal scorer for club and for the Lionesses, isn't she? She's an out-and-out striker, goal scorer, and has scored some really important goals for both club and country.
McCabe down the line, on by Vangerheim, flicked on by Miyazawa. Back to Borba, who's had to make a couple of catches. And that's a really poor ball out though. Vangerheim can't quite latch onto it. Here's Turlen, and she finds the bottom corner. And Arsenal are undone at the back by a goalkeeping error. Elizabeth Turland gets Manchester United the lead right before half-time. Arsenal 0, Manchester United 1.
Yeah, and it's a clinical Turland, isn't it? They jump on that poor pass from the Arsenal goalkeeper, and Turland can't really miss in that situation. She turns and she puts it in the bottom corner brilliantly, but really bad play from Arsenal coming out from Borba there. She just gives it to the Manchester United winger there, and Turland can't really miss and puts it in the bottom corner brilliantly for a side to put them 1-0 up.
A goal on her 50th Manchester United appearance, but very much an unforced error from Arsenal.
Absolutely, and we spoke about it, didn't we, how playing out tonight may be destructive to the team, and really poor ball from Borba there into, you know, the heart of the defence and just giving away.
Manchester United lead then in this League Cup semi-final. Free kick Arsenal. And for all their possession and hard work, Arsenal look to be heading to half-time behind by a goal.
And that's why it's so important when you get them chances to, obviously, to take them, because then Manchester United get one half chance and Turland sticks it in the bottom corner.
Cleared by Zagotti Olmer, and that looked like a real painful one straight at Katie McCabe, who's straight up onto her feet. Perhaps ought to take a beat, but there is the half-time whistle anyway then. So Arsenal with plenty of possession. They started brightly, had a good opportunity after 30 seconds, but it's Manchester United who lead at the break. Elizabeth Turland leaping on an Arsenal mistake at the back. Renee Slager's side with work to do to stay in this semi-final. Half-time here at Meadow Park. It is Arsenal 0, Manchester United 1. But no changes at the break then, as Alessia Russo gets us back underway. As things stand, Manchester United heading into the League Cup final. They've never been in the final of this competition. They'd be making history if they could do that. Arsenal, the side that's won this competition more than any other, heading out as things stand. Here's Maya Letitia, Manchester United's ever-present captain. Back to Tallis Joyce, who did have to make saves in that first half, but none that were little more than routine, really. A lot of the effort straight at her. Here's Ruben Moy. She's captaining Arsenal with Little on the bench and Williamson out injured. Caitlin Ford now. Gets the ball across, but Letitia is there. Good composure that from Taylor Hines, with Jess Park breathing down the neck. Katie McCabe, who looks to be all right after taking The ball flushed to the face just before the break. That's nice from Arsenal. Here's Olivia Smith. Bursting into the penalty area. Goes for the cutback and Morna met it. And for a moment, I thought that was spinning in.
Yeah, I thought it was just dipping in just right at the last second, but again, Mornham leaning back, just misses that opportunity. That was a tougher chance. Good play from Olivia Smith down this right-hand side, again, getting the ball in the box and creating a chance for a team.
No goal for Frida Mornham in an Arsenal shirt since late September. Not been as prolific as she has been in recent seasons for the Gunners.
And absolutely for players confident they're scoring, you know, I think not scoring since September, that's tough for her to get that goal then. It just seems such an impossible task, but then when a player is scoring, it's so free-flowing and the confidence just comes so naturally.
Quite a few of the Arsenal forwards are out of form. Caitlin Ford as well has gone 18 games without a goal, but here is Frida Mornham, looks for the cross for Ford, who couldn't quite connect with it, and now it spins for an Manchester United throw-in.
Yeah, even said at the start of the game, even Alessia Russo, you know, the most prolific goal scorer for Arsenal, hasn't scored in over a month since the 13th of December in their win against Everton, so they're really struggling to get goals on the board at the moment at Arsenal.
Arsenal went out at this stage of the Subway League Cup last season here at Meadow Park to another Manchester side. That time it was Manchester City, an injury time winner from Mary Fowler. Nearly broke there for Jess Park. United get the throw-in. Well run back though by Palova initially. Congested in that right-back position for Arsenal as it's played forward for Russo.
It's a bit of a thankless task at the moment for Alessia Russo up there. She's kind of chasing things that are not really coming off her at the moment. Looks to be getting a little bit frustrated.
Yes, she does cut a frustrated figure out there, United taking their time on the throw-in.
And that'll be a theme now throughout of the game. Manchester United will take time to do everything. They'll walk to throw-ins, they'll take the time to take goal kicks and corners, and it's just how the referee handles that and makes play go on.
Left by Mornham, here is Olivia Smith. Beats the defender, ball across though, strikes Sandberg, and she's got herself in good position, Smith, beaten her defender, but the ball in hasn't ever really found a teammate.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I think in them situations, Olivia Smith takes a player on, gets past a player and then crosses it, where I think because she's past a player in that moment, maybe she should carry on dribbling and draw somebody else out, and then if she slipped past, or she could even shoot with her left foot, instead of taking on the player and then crossing it, and the crosses haven't really been brilliant from her just yet in this game.
Caldente battling away with Zigiotti Olma, who comes away with it. Bit of hesitation from Tullis Joyce. Ford. First time ball wasn't a good one. Now we'll spin out for an Arsenal goal kick. Kyra Cooney-Cross watching on from the stands. She missed the last couple of games on compassionate leave in Australia after her mum was diagnosed with cancer, so nice to see her back in Arsenal shirt, and all our thoughts go to her as well in this difficult time, of course. Here's Olivia Smith. Miyazawa holds her up. A little pass to Mornham. United, though, with plenty of numbers back defending. The ball put in by Smith again. Not sure if that was a shot or cross, but comes to nothing.
Yeah, Olivia Smith does well to get the cross in, I think. I think she's kind of put it in, but it's just, again, gone wayward, hasn't it? It's not where she wanted to put it. She does well to take the player on and get the cross in, but ultimately it's the end product again for Arsenal that they're struggling with, isn't it?
Jess Park beats Hines. And the forward pass is not what Simi Awujo was expecting. Renee Slagers watching on then. Arsenal still in all the competitions available at the moment, but heading out of this one as things stand, and they're looking pretty off it in the league. 10 points off Manchester City. I think most people would say that Arsenal's chances of winning the WSL title are already over. Is that harsh, Molly?
I don't think it's too harsh, no. I think, you know, Man City doing so well and Chelsea are up there, and I think for Arsenal, they want to be involved, they want to be up there, but they have just drawn too many games, haven't they? You know, 5 draws. The most in the WSL at the moment is too many for a team that want to go on and ultimately win the WSL like Arsenal do. It is too many points dropped. But they're still in, what, 5 competitions? Obviously, they're now losing in this one, but for them, that's can get tiring. 3-game weeks can get exhausting, and that's why you've got to use your full squad, your full bench to help out.
If you are wondering why we're saying in 5 competitions, it's because Arsenal are in the FIFA Champions Cup, which is taking place next week. As the foul throw is conceded by Manchester United. Mark Skinner not happy about where the throw-in is being taken. Well, helped on by Russo, out to Casey McCabe. Intricate passing from Arsenal, but nothing to show for it in terms of goals. Hines in behind now. Cut back straight to Dominic Janssen.
Yeah, it's the same story, isn't it? It's just the final pass for Arsenal. They do so well. Great ball from Ruben Moy to Taylor Hines down that right-hand side, and it's just Hines' pass into the box that's the wrong decision in the end.
Russo, pull over. Arsenal with all of the ball. Manchester United with the lead. Here is Caitlin Ford. Wonderful pass to Pullover, her ball across, met by Russo, whose first time finish couldn't quite find the back of the net.
Brilliant play from Arsenal, really intricate, they get it in, Pullover does well, Caitlin Ford does well as well, and Russo, you'd back her to score that, wouldn't you? But I think it's just coming across her body and she just mishits it slightly. Maybe she should go with her right foot, but in that moment, you just want to get contact on the ball, and it does just end up going wide, unfortunately, for Leslie Russo.
Better from Arsenal, though. And perhaps a warning shot for Manchester United.
Absolutely, Arsenal will be, you know, building confidence every pass, every through ball, every time they get in the final third. They'll believe that they can score, absolutely. They're a top team, so anytime they get in that area and they get a shot off, they'll become more confident, and Manchester United just need to hold out defending and stay solid at the back.
Free kick for Arsenal, won by Olivia Smith, and out comes the yellow card for Anna Sandberg. The Arsenal fans are calling for her to be sent off, and that would be a little bit harsh.
Yeah, a little bit harsh. I think yellow card's warranted, isn't it? And kind of move on. Hopefully Olivia Smith looks like she's okay. She's got past her, obviously. Sandberg needs to kind of bring her down, or else they're transitioning, so she takes a yellow card for her team.
Doesn't look a painful one though for Olivia Smith. And here come the first changes of the game then. And there is Stina Blackstenius onto the pitch. 12 goals in her last 11 League Cup appearances. Scored the winning goal the last time Arsenal won this competition. Okay, with the ball in, punched by Tullis Joyce. McCabe. Blackstenius. Wins the corner. Much to the frustration of Tullis Joyce, who gets a yellow card for her demonstrations. Yellow card for dissent then. The Arsenal fans serenading Stina Blackstenius. They know how crucial she can be for them. In comes the ball, cleared at the first post. In again by Katie McCabe, out by Sandberg. Sent back goalwards, but out of play by Wubben Moy. Blackstenius has scored in her last 2 starts for Arsenal, scored in the League Cup against Crystal Palace in the previous round.
Yeah, that goal, it was a really good one. Beth Mead did most of the work. I think she set it up perfectly, and it was a really easy finish for Blackstenius. But like we were saying, she is prolific in this competition, and she's an out-and-out goal scorer, and at the moment that's what Arsenal needs. So she's going to be really important in the final, 30-35 minutes of this game.
With her coming on up front, Russo's dropped a little deeper into the 10 position. Here's Olivia Smith. Plays it through for Blackstenius, and that was a late challenge on Olivia Smith, and a poor challenge at that. Here comes the yellow card for Zagottiolma.
Olivia Smith is causing a lot of problems for this Manchester United defence, isn't she? She's been brought down twice in the past 3-4 minutes, and couple of Manchester United players on yellow cards now, and Sandberg can't bring her down there because she's already on a yellow card, so that makes it easier for Olivia Smith to be able to get her body in front, run past players, and hopefully create a chance for her team.
You can tell by the mud stains splattered all over Olivia Smith's kit that she's been fouled quite a bit this game, spent a lot of time on the turf.
Yeah, you can tell the players that have been brought down compared to the ones that have stayed on the feet.
Lifted in by McCabe. United allow it to bounce. Godina will get there ahead of Van der Heim. Oh, that a little bit silly from Olivia Smith, and more than a little bit silly, she's off. Second yellow card. Olivia Smith gets her marching orders. It looked like she was getting a bit of revenge on Zagottiolma for that earlier challenge. And now Arsenal's task just got a whole lot harder.
Yeah, I don't know what's gone through Olivia Smith's mind there, but I think she's obviously a bit angry about being brought down several times, but she has flown in on Zagottiolma there, so I don't blame the ref for sending her off. I think, if you look at that challenge, it probably is a booking, so rightfully so, being sent off, but created an even harder mountain to climb for a team there, hasn't she, Olivia Smith? She's playing so well as well.
United readying changes, and last time these sides met in the WSL 11 days ago, it was Manchester United who had a player sent off, Jade Riviere, for 2 yellows. Now it's Arsenal. Arsenal are trailing. Manchester United in a very good position now. Hodina. Just to find Russo. Can't quite weave her way past the Olma. And if Arsenal was struggling to break down this Manchester United side before, they're going to struggle even more now as Park finds Wonderheim, but she can't keep the ball down.
What a ball from Jess Park to Vangerheim there. What a ball, and I think it's just bounced up just at the wrong time for Vangerheim, but the vision from Park there to find that ball through. Absolutely brilliant ball.
Jade Riviere suffering the after effects of a Katie McCabe challenge. Looks like there's going to be a double change for Manchester United as well.
Yeah, Katie McCabe challenge. I've been on the end of a few of them, so I'm sure she's struggling.
United changes then. On comes their new Swedish fullback, Lundqvist. She's coming on for Riviere. Came on against Arsenal as well. Had a good showing then. Also coming on is Lisa Nolson, replacing Simia Wujo. Another player that came on as a late sub against Arsenal when these sides met in the league. Arsenal looking to reset then after going down to 10 players. Renee Slager's dishing out the instructions to her side. Really hard now to see how Arsenal are going to progress. A very professional performance so far from Manchester United. Took the chance when they got it, defended well. As things stand, it will be them heading into the final of the League Cup.
Yeah, they've defended brilliantly, and if they do, you know, that'll be Mark Skinner making history for this club once again. He's took them from strength to strength since taking over, hasn't he? And it'll just be another, if they do end up, you know, going through after this display, it'll just be another momentous occasion for the Manchester United team and the fans to be able to go to another final at Ashton Gate.
Ruben Moore, I think, frustrated that Riviere is on the pitch and preventing play from resuming. Makes her way off now. She has been substituted off as well for Lundqvist. Back underway then. Ruben Moy. Gives it straight to Miyazawa, but Pelova is there to collect the second ball. Caldente. Ruben Moy. Through ball couldn't quite pick out Blackstenius, but here is the Swedish striker. Pelova now. Caldente. Russo. Brilliant cutback. Wonderful play from Arsenal. Mariona Caldente can't quite squeeze it in that near post. Top save from Tullis Joyce.
What a save from Tullis Joyce. She got down so well to her left-hand side there. Absolutely brilliant save. Good play from Caldente. She knows exactly where she wants to get to in this moment. Russo gives it back to her, and then Tullis Joyce does so well. I think that's going in, and she gets down to her left-hand side so quickly.
Corner taken. Cleared by United. Back to Pelova, who lifts it back towards the penalty spot. Didn't quite drop for Arsenal. United get it clear. Katie McCabe in space on this right-hand side now. Ball into Russo was a little bit unhelpful.
Yeah, I think Palova's making a really good run through the defence there. It could probably go to her instead of going out to the right-hand side to Russo there.
Now Arsenal will rue that goal they conceded just before the break. Annika Borba with the pass out, gifting it to a United player.
And all the missed chances as well. They'll look back on the good chances they had, and you know, if they take one of them, they could go on and win the game 2-3-0, but they have missed, you know, a good 5-6 chances in this game.
United holding onto the ball a little better after Arsenal went down to 10. They look pretty unfazed, the Gunners, with 10 players, but United now making that extra player tell, holding on to it. Lundqvist. The ball will spin out. And just to clarify, Jade Riviere is still playing on the pitch. It was Anna Sandberg who went off for Lundqvist. Riviere still playing. She was only off temporarily with that injury. United pressing high here, using that player advantage to try and hem Arsenal in. Free kick for Arsenal. Yellow card out for Letitia. A couple of players from United now on yellows.
Yeah, the referee's not taking any prisoners, is she, with the yellow cards? I think every pullback, every time that they tried to stop the play, I mean, Maya Letitia's pulled Caitlin Ford's shirt there, so it's a yellow, but I need to be careful now, the Manchester United back line.
Ford up against Riviere. Won by the Canadian.
Yeah, she does so well, Riviere, to kind of shuffle Caitlin Ford out, so she's got the end line, the byline as one side. It's acting like a defender, and then she just ushers her out.
Ruben Moy up to Rousseau. Turns away from Lundqvist and can't thread it through to McCabe. Arsenal's fullbacks playing very high.
Yeah, Arsenal are certainly getting the most joy out of the wide. When they try to go through the middle, it's cut out by the Manchester United defence because there's so many players in that tight area. So I think that's why the Arsenal fullbacks are getting so high, because that's where they're getting the most joy, like down the wings.
And they've got Sia Blackstenius as an option in behind. They can find her, couldn't on that occasion. As it goes for an Arsenal throw-in. Manchester United are actually winless in each of their last 6 meetings with Arsenal across all competitions. Winning here, though. Another change then for Manchester United. Off goes Sigoti Olma on a yellow card, perhaps a wise decision. She's replaced by United's top goal scorer in all competitions so far, Melvin Mallard.
Sigoti Olma's played so well today. She really keeps that Manchester United midfield in, and she's able to link the play. But Mallard coming on would be good for the hold-up play for Manchester United, maybe get them up the pitch a little bit and maybe score a second goal to kind of give them a bit more of a cushion in this game. It's 1-0 is obviously a really dangerous scoreline, and if Arsenal get one, they'll have the momentum and that might take them through.
Given away by Ruben Moy. Here is Lundqvist. One back by Rousseau. Into Blackstenius. Here's Caldente. Waits for the overlapping run of Katie McCabe. She lifts it goalwards, out by Lundqvist, and first touch of the game then for Melvin Mallard, who picks the ball and runs forward with it. Ruben Moy spotted the run of Blackstenius. Janssen engages. Back to Hines. Out by Riviere. Those crosses into the box from Arsenal have always found a Manchester United player rather than a red shirt.
Yeah, it has been the play in the final third for Arsenal that they've struggled with the most.
Here is Melvin Mallard now. Goes for goal and lifts it over the crossbar. Good opportunity on a left foot.
Yeah, on a left foot as well. You think maybe go across the keeper in that situation, and then if Boba does get a hand to it, it's then a tap in for your player at the back post, but she does just lean back and ends up skying it in the end, doesn't she, Mallard?
Two changes then for Arsenal. On comes Arsenal's perennial captain, Kim Little. She replaces Victoria Pelova. She's won this competition 6 times with Arsenal, Kim Little. Scored in 3 different finals. Also coming on is Holmberg, new Swedish right back. She replaces Taylor Hines. She looked very good when she came on in the FA Cup at the weekend against Villa. Scored 6 goals in her last 26 last season for Hammarby from the right back position. So she's a player with plenty of output, and that's what Arsenal need. They need somebody to get in a good cross and just stick it in the back of the net. As things stand, they are heading out of the League Cup.
Absolutely, Arsenal need something special in this moment, especially being down to 10 players. It's a difficult task for them, but bring in the likes of them 2 players on, especially Kim Little, who usually runs the midfield for this team, is really going to help them out.
Manchester United 15 minutes away from their first ever League Cup final appearance. Caitlin Ford. Caldente, and that's blocked. Here is Holmberg. One back well by Republic of Ireland's Katie McCabe.
Manchester United do that so well, just getting a little toe in, like we were saying before, to break up Arsenal's play, and it takes that confidence away from Arsenal being able to switch it, and Manchester United just running the whole time, being able to get your body behind it and get a footing, so important in games like this.
One by Ruben Moy. Little can only give it back to Mallard. United struggling to hold on to the ball when they do have it, despite having a player more, as Lundqvist just heads it out for an Arsenal throw. Russo, back to Ruben Moy. Here is Smilla Holmberg. Likes to run at the opposition. Gets in a good-looking cross. Riviera's there. And in her handful of appearances for Arsenal before today, that's something I have noticed. Smilla Holmberg's deliveries into the box are excellent. They're not just firing the ball in. She's often looking for someone and manages to pick someone out.
Absolutely, from what I've seen, she gets a head up, she has a look, and she definitely fires the ball into someone instead of into space, and sometimes you need to pick out a player in their moment.
Miyazawa. Norsund. Lundqvist up in support. Won by Holmberg. She allows it to go out for the throw-in. Caldente spotted the run of Holmberg. Here she is, in behind, and goes for goal herself.
Yeah, she's gone for goal there. I think in that situation it's a tough one because you've only got one player in the box. Blackstenius is marked and she's basically got two players on her, so I think it's probably the right decision to shoot in that moment. I think she needs to go across the keeper, and she leans back, gone for power in that moment. Tough one, but when no one's getting in the box for Arsenal, there's not really much else she can do in that situation.
Arsenal getting chances though. Can they take one of them? They've got just over 10 minutes to do so. Manchester United standing firm at the moment. United really making Arsenal work for the ball. Melvin Mallard. Ten minutes remaining. As things stand, Manchester United heading into the first ever League Cup final in their history. Arsenal, the side with the best record in this competition, heading out.
And what a brilliant couple of minutes of play from Manchester United here. What I love about that last couple of minutes, they're obviously still in possession now, but they're not just kicking it long, they're not just trying to, you know, get it in the corner, they're having purposeful possession, which stops Arsenal from getting the ball.
Lost it now though, here's Caitlin Ford. The move still alive for Arsenal. Caldente, back to Little. Ruben Moy. Holmberg has two defenders on her. Still manages to dig out the cross though. Won't quite fall for a red shirt in that penalty box.
No, but another really purposeful cross there. I think she does so well down that right-hand side. She takes her time and she can dig out a good cross that goes to middle to back post, which from that position is a really hard thing to do for a full-back.
Russo on the spin. forward. Surrounded by black shirts, manages to poke it out to McCabe. Mariona Caldente. United defending their penalty area so well, so solidly. No gaps through which Arsenal can pass into. Miyazawa clears up to Mallard. Chased by Ruben Moy. Russo. Brilliant work. Finds Holmberg. Into the penalty area, goes for goal. Wins the corner.
Brilliant work from Russo there. Great ball to Holmberg, and just gets a little deflection from a shot, doesn't she? But an Arsenal corner, and they'll certainly want to make something out of this. Great pass from Russo, and she does so well to get the shot off. Really well to block it from Janssen, actually, because it's a good opportunity from Arsenal there.
Quite the impact she's made since coming on, Holmberg. What can Arsenal do for the resulting corner? In from Katie McCabe. Breaks for Caldente. And Jess Park is there. And the referee stops play. The United player down.
Is it a head injury? Is that what? Oh no, she got a boot off.
And Ruben Moy questioning why the referee has stopped play if it's not a head injury.
Yeah, it's tough for Arsenal. You'd be annoyed, obviously, if players stopped in that moment when you're just about to build the attack again.
A last throw of the dice then for Arsenal. Off comes Alessia Russo, who's worked tirelessly all game. She's replaced by Beth Mead.
Yeah, Russo obviously hasn't scored like she would have loved to have done, and I know that she certainly wants to score in every game she plays in, but she has played well. She links up play. Even when she is playing high, she comes deeper and she's able to get her teammates in.
McCabe. Out by Letitia. Arsenal still have it. Little. Codina. Wouldn't fall for Blackstenius. Arsenal trying to keep United in their own defensive third. United will try and keep it, eat away the seconds.
Yeah, and I think it's brilliant that they are trying to do that. It certainly shows how much the gap is bridging between all the WSL sides for Manchester United to have good possession against Arsenal, and I think they're really eating in at the time here instead of just kicking it long and going to the corners. I think that's so important.
Brilliant ball through, and Holmberg is back to nick it off the toe of Von der Heim, but another excellent through ball from Melvin Mallard.
Yeah, it was just a touch from Van der Heim there that let her down a little bit, wasn't it?
Ruben Moy battling away with Elizabeth Turl and her goal. The difference between these sides as things stand, her goal sending Manchester United through to Subway League Cup final. Barring a late charge from Arsenal, here's Holmberg running at her defender. Miyazawa is there to block. Beth Mead. Katie McCabe. The shot is blocked. McCabe calling for handball. Referee shows no interest, and Tullis Joyce will take as much time as she can.
And I think the result at the moment, you know, 1-0 to Manchester United, I think it's deserved. I think over the 86, 87 minutes that we've played so far, they have probably defended the best. I think that was a handball.
Good striker hand, but it was close to her. It was her arm in an unnatural position, not given anyway. Here come Arsenal still, Kim Little. Caldente. Mead now in the box. There's no space for the shot. Holmberg hangs it up. United do just enough. Ball sent back in, Tallis Joyce punches. Downfield from Melvin Mallard.
Tallis Joyce has played really well in this game. She's been really strong at the back for Manchester United and got rid of any danger that they've faced.
Kim Little, Beth Mead. Manchester United now content to stay in their own half, try and see out the 1-0. Wonderful ball from Kim Little to find Blackstenius. Her ball across, met by Letitia. Breaks for Beth Mead. Tries to work her way through that traffic. Won't fall for Ruben Moy, who's staying high, the Arsenal centre-back. Ford delivers. Good communication between Letitia and Tallis Joyce.
Yeah, Tallis Joyce has obviously said that's keeper's ball there, and Letitia trusts her keeper as you would. She's played brilliantly, as we were saying before, so she's moved out of the way, and now she's able to get her team up the pitch again.
Won't quite break for Mallard. Turlin wins the free kick. Into the final minute now.
And Manchester United will just hang over this ball. They might play it to the corner. They will just take the time. Sloppy play from Arsenal at the back. Story of the game, really, but Manchester United will take the time to take this free kick, and hopefully for them, they'll see the game out and head to the first League Cup final.
The Arsenal fans baying for it to be taken. United will use this opportunity to make a change. Off comes the goal scorer, Elizabeth Turland. Her goal just before half-time, the difference. A really clinical finish from her. She's replaced by Lea Schuler. Manchester United's January signing from Bayern Munich. She's already played and beaten Arsenal this season when she was playing for Bayern Munich in the Champions League earlier in this campaign. On now for the final moments. How many extra minutes then of injury time at the end of the 90? That is the question. 6 minutes. 6 minutes for Arsenal to take us to extra time. Lundqvist for Manchester United, can they finish it? Jess Park with the curling effort and didn't quite curl enough.
Great play from Lundqvist down this left-hand side as well. She looks like a really, really good player from what we've seen. She gives it into Jess Park, and that's her bread and butter, isn't it? On her right foot, curling it in, but just a little bit wayward over the bar. But great chance for Manchester United. You'd think that they'd take it to the corner, but they seem very confident that they can go and score again, which is exciting.
Ball not kept in play, throw in for Arsenal. Frustration for Arsenal. If they can see this out in the next 5 minutes, jubilation for Manchester United. Caitlin Ford. Arsenal's centre-backs staying high. McCabe lifts it goalwards. Caldente. Cries of shoot.
I think I would be crying that as well if I was playing for Arsenal. They're just trying to walk it in the goal at the moment, and I think last 5 minutes you've got to just have a shot, hope it goes in, ricochets, you know, drops to one of your players.
Ford lifts it goalwards, met by Beth Mead, but couldn't direct the header on target.
Good cross from Caitlin Ford, and Mead just a little bit too in the box there. She's a bit further back, she can come onto it and maybe get a powerful header, but she's just a little bit behind her, that one.
The Arsenal fans counting the seconds which Tullis Joyce is wasting, in their opinion. She's on a yellow card, remember, Tullis Joyce, so she would be sent off if she got another for time wasting. I think she's probably not daft enough to waste time to a disagreeable amount. Kim Little. Holmberg. Breaks for Ruben Moy. Caitlin Ford. Cries of shoot, but so many black shirts in the way. McCabe's effort blocked. Tullis. Played half of the 6 allotted minutes. Ford takes it on the turn. Another effort blocked. Been so good defensively, Manchester United.
Yeah, they're just not afraid at all to get the body in the way of the ball. Myla Tissier took one there. I think she's winded and she just carried on. Every Manchester United player getting behind the ball, getting rid of it. Riviere gets rid of one there as well. Everyone's just putting the body on the line. They know how important this lead is. It's good to see.
Mallard. Schuler goes down. Free kick, Manchester United. The Arsenal fans can shout cheat all they want, but that is a clear foul, the clearest foul I've seen all evening.
Absolutely, yeah. Moy takes her out, doesn't she? And no nonsense in there, but can't complain about that being a free kick at all.
Mallard will take it to the corner this time. Really good strength from the French forward, wins the corner as well.
Mallard's been good since she's come on. She's really strong and she's able to keep possession, and I think that's why she's been brought on ultimately. Manchester United need that going forward.
Mark Skinner's side on track to reach the League Cup final. For the first time ever in Manchester United's history. Jess Park in the box to finish it. Saved by Borba.
Good effort from Jess Park there. I think she can do better than that. I think she's got herself in a really good position. Maybe going to the keeper's left-hand side would have been a better option, but she does really well to find herself in the box and get a shot off there.
We've played the 6 minutes now at the discretion of the referee. Is there time for one more Arsenal chance? No, there isn't. Mark Skinner's Manchester United are into the League Cup final for the first time ever in their history. Arsenal, the most successful side in this competition, are out. Elizabeth Turlin with the only goal of the game just before the half-time whistle. A mistake from the Arsenal goalkeeper, punished ruthlessly by Turlin. Second half was all Arsenal, but Olivia Smith got a second yellow card. She was sent off. Arsenal played the majority of the second period with 10 players. They had plenty of chances still, but they couldn't make them pay. Arsenal are out, and it's going to be Manchester United in the League Cup final. Full-time score here at Meadow Park. Arsenal 0, Manchester United 1. Nothing between these sides when they met twice in the league this season, but Manchester United get the better of Arsenal here tonight, Molly.
Absolutely, and it's definitely a tale of Arsenal's missed chances and Manchester United's brilliant defending, isn't it? We said Manchester United was getting all players behind the ball, blocking everything, and Turland able to capitalise on a mistake from Barber, the Arsenal goalkeeper. But going forward, Arsenal, they did well to get in the final third, did well down the wings, but as we said, we do think it was just a case of the last pass or the last shot probably being the wrong decision from the likes of Olivia Smith, Alessia Russo and Caitlin Ford up front for Arsenal. But take nothing away from Manchester United. What a performance, what a display, and worthy winners for me in this semi-final.
3 times Manchester United have reached the semi-finals before today. 3 times they've been thwarted in their ambitions of reaching the final, but come March they will be playing at Ashton Gate for a chance to lift the first silverware on offer for this campaign. A trophy they've never won, and they'll be so keen. He will be so keen, Mark Skinner, to add another trophy to Manchester United's cabinet. Won the FA Cup in 2024. Can they add the League Cup to that? A really gritty performance from Mark Skinner's side. And a big reward for those travelling Manchester United fans, eh?
Absolutely. I think Mark Skinner's just able to get his team up for big occasions like this, isn't he? He's able to keep clean sheets against brilliant teams who have prolific goal scorers on, and he absolutely deserves to take this team to the final at Ashton Gate.
Where they will be facing Chelsea. Chelsea have beaten Manchester City in the other semi-final. Chelsea, of course, the League Cup holders. As for Arsenal, they look pretty dejected. Still alive in the FA Cup, in the Champions League, just about in the league, but they are out of the League Cup. And let's get some post-match reaction with the Manchester United captain now.
Hey Maya, congratulations, you're through to a League Cup final, a history-making day for this club. How do you feel?
Yeah, great. It was hard fought out there, such a scrappy game, obviously the conditions and stuff, so yeah, it wasn't the prettiest game, but I'm glad to get the win and get through to the final.
And in terms of leading your team to another final, this time against Chelsea, you'll be at Ashton Gate. That's always a competitive game, right? How much are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, it'll be cool. Obviously, we've not been in the final before, so yeah, it's obviously another opportunity to win something, and that's what we want to do. We want to be challenging in every kind of cup that we're in, and yeah, so it's a great opportunity for us, and yeah, the girls did great out there, so yeah, credit to them.
As you said, it was really hard fought. It seems like you're showing a lot of growing maturity in those key moments of the game where you kind of were able to take control.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, after the sending off, we actually looked like the team that had 10 men, so that wasn't obviously ideal. I think we can look at that, but yeah, I think this team, we know we play with pride, we play with kind of defensive pride, and we love tackles, we love defending the box, we love pressing. So yeah, I think that's kind of where it comes, and it shows obviously from a Man United team that's what we want to do. And yeah, when we're not the best on the ball, then at least we can have pride in our defending. And I thought every single player tracked their runners and defended the box really well today. So yeah, that obviously helps. And then obviously Tessa scoring a goal, which is great.
And in terms of like turnaround now for the weekend, it's a quick turnaround. Recovery is key, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we're experiencing that this season. Obviously, it's our first time in Champions League, so yeah, we've had to adapt, and used all of our fantastic players, even the players that came in today that haven't started. They was amazing, and the players that come onto the bench, come off the bench, we know how much they can do and how much they can influence the game. So it's a massive team effort, players and staff to get ourselves ready for the next game. But yeah, we've done it many a time this season, so we'll continue that.
Brilliant, thank you so much. Well done. Well done.
All smiles then for Manchester United players and Mark Skinner, who wander over to the travelling United fans to receive the plaudits and clap them in turn for making the long journey down from the northwest. And how they've been rewarded, though. Their side into the League Cup final for the first ever time in their history. They've beaten Arsenal here at Arsenal's home by 1-0. Turland, the only goal of the game, celebrating there with Melvin Mallard. A really clinical finish from the Norwegian striker. Shouldn't have too many chances in the game, but when the opportunity came about, she took it really, really well. And let's take a look then at the highlights from this game. These are the match highlights then, and Arsenal started really well, but just before the half-time break, Annika Borba gave the ball away, and Elizabeth Turner managed to find the bottom corner.
Yeah, and that's the goal for Turland, isn't it? She's able to turn on the mistake from Borba, and you don't really expect her to miss in this moment, and it's such a big moment in the game for Manchester United. She slots it in that bottom corner so well and goes over to the travelling fans to celebrate.
After that, Arsenal were pushing to get level. Things got a little bit heated. Olivia Smith with a late challenge on Zigotti Olma. And for that challenge, she was given a yellow card, a second yellow card. Meant that she got her marching orders. After that, Manchester United had a couple of chances themselves on the break, but Arsenal did still dominate the ball.
Some really good through balls from Jess Park. I think that's a brilliant ball, and it just bounces up just a little bit too early for her to get good contact on, really.
As Arsenal pushed for that leveller, Al Dente came close.
What a save from Tullis Joyces. Every time I watch it, I think it's definitely going in from Al Dente, and she gets down to her left-hand side so well.
Melvin Mallard could have finished it for United when she was put through on goal, blazed over though.
Yeah, anywhere else other than where she puts it, I think, is a goal. Keeper's right, down to the left.
And Arsenal brought on Smilla Holmberg, who had a real impact, got in behind a number of times, had a couple of shots, that one blocked well by Janssen.
Yeah, some really good crosses from Holmberg, and that shot there probably close as she came to the equaliser.
Jess Park nearly made it 2 with a curling effort from the edge of the box.
That's where you want Jess Park in them moments. She just didn't get hold of it just right, did she? You can tell. And then again on this one, you know, I think keeper's left maybe is a better option, but she does so well to fight off a defender and get the shot off in the end. It's just a shame she wasn't able to put it in the back of the net.
Arsenal are out then. Olivia Smith was sent off, and you can see that she's a bit visibly upset by that, consoled by her manager and teammates. Arsenal are out of the League Cup. They will not be in the final. Manchester United will be there up against Chelsea. And let's take a look at the full-time scores then. And Chelsea beat Manchester City by 1-0. So that final will be Manchester United up against Chelsea at Ashton Gate. And that's it then from our coverage here from Meadow Park. Manchester United into the final. Arsenal are out. Thanks for joining us, and until next time.